If you're listening, you're a member of the Road Gang because this is Road Gang Radio.
Saddle up. We're wasting sun.
It's Jimmy Mac. It's Lindsay Lawler. It's New Orleans. It's Nashville. A show about making a living. A show about making a life. It's the biggest...
Is that a fat joke?
And the best collection of voices in trucking, transportation, and travel. Not only in this world, but beyond.
We're looking at you, Zebulon 5.
Let's turn this sucker over.
I think that's your cue, Phone Master Dre.
We're going to bounce it over to our good friend Dean Croke. Are you still in London, dude? Are you still in merry old England?
I am deep in fog and rain. Surprise.
I am. I got to tell you what I was like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs about when you and I got a chance to talk on the interwebs to find out that you actually went to a rugby match where we actually had a rematch of the Falklands War. Is that what you saw?
I did, yeah. They went at it yesterday. Yeah, who knew? What was that? 1982. Margaret Thatcher decided they wanted to have a fight over a patch of land, way down off Argentina, off South America. But it was a battle. I mean, it wasn't a great game of rugby by any stretch of the imagination. But the autumn or fall international rugby series is a spectacular event. If you like rugby, they pack 81,000 people into Twickenham, which is like a rugby cathedral. It's like the home of rugby here in England. But the British do sporting events on a whole nother level. Like they move people. Like the way they move people, they shut down streets and they literally shut off streets so people can walk along streets to the train station. And you have to see people moving in England. It's a whole nother level of sports entertainment. It's just it's something to be seen. But for us, or for me in particular, it was a bucket list item to go to a rugby event at an international rugby event in particular at Twickenham. So it was great to watch the last of the autumn nationals here in England. Now it's back to regular club rugby each weekend through winter here, but it was great to see last night here in England.
Dino, make you laugh. So when we went to go see the Saints play the Vikings, at Tottenham Stadium, one of the funniest things that every single one of the Americans, I've been to see soccer matches, but every single one of the Americans who'd never been to London before, who joined Brad Bentley and I, all of them said, I have never gotten out of a stadium that fast in my life.
Correct.
They were like, I have never logistically, after going to games in Alabama, and Dean's right, they actually have on the street, they have those barricades that are in the ground, and they raise up. And, I mean, they basically watching the flow of traffic, watching people cross and move. We didn't realize that we almost walked all the way back to our hotel before we got an Uber because the pathway to get there was that fast. We were suddenly at where we needed to be that we didn't even have to get an Uber. It is literally a logistical. It's ingenious because it all happens inside the city. A lot of American sports happen in small college towns or out in the meadowlands. Only baseball, in regards to the logistic movement of people, comes even close to what the Europeans and the British in particular achieve. It's crazy. Go ahead.
Which is surprising when you consider the amount of beer and pies that are consumed before the game. That's the astonishing part.
There's another city that does a real good job in crowd disbursement after events, and that's New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans. But then again, look, it's got that both festive carnival atmosphere, and it's got a little bit of European background. It does have a sense of that.
Cheryl and I moved to Nashville, one of the things we noticed about the city was, golly, they need to learn how to do traffic around here, because it's pandemonium. I don't know if it's improved now, but back in the day in Nashville, it was pandemonium trying to get out of something after you've been there.
Right.
Dean, what are you doing, by the way, in England? Give people a sense of what's going on over there, and then we'll catch up on some quick stuff and let you get back to having a good time.
We're here for a wedding on Saturday and then rugby, and we're off to just have a drive around. We're going out to Bath, have a look around the Cotswolds, up to York, have a look at, just drive around and have a look at some of the history, and then we'll be back home next Sunday. So Nothing in particular, just have a look around England, retrace some of the our family roots, because as most people would know, a lot of Australians come from convict heritage. We have a deep history in transportation in my family because my great-great-great-grandfather was convicted of highway robbery in the 1700s. He got caught stealing chickens and got shipped to Australia as a convict, and started making beer in Australia. And so yes, we have a long history. Most Australians came from convict heritage, so originally started here in England. So we're sort of looking to retrace some of our roots.
You know, it's funny, Dean. You and I, Dave, and I. Although Dave is originally from, you guys are Illinois or Mississippi, Dave?
I was born in Illinois.
Yeah.
Raised in Mississippi.
Yeah, so the joke we all make is that, Dean, you and I actually come from lands of paupers and thieves who actually managed to elevate themselves to high-class people, because the city of New Orleans was also a big, giant dumping ground for debtors and people literally one step ahead of the sheriff. I totally get it. As we head into this 81.8 million people traveling, what are you looking forward to this week? Do you think it's going to be a quiet week?
I think it'll be a quiet week freight-wise, if that's sort of where we're heading with sort of the discussion. There was a lot of activity last week. Although rates were fairly flat, I think this week will be one of those crazy weeks in transport because everyone is trying to get everyone home. For dispatchers and people in operations, this is one of the hardest weeks in trucking for people in the back office, trying to get everyone home. It's one of the hardest weeks, sort of those radius of operations really shorten up as everyone tries to get everyone home. So these are tough weeks. But we saw a lot of activity last week. Our load post volumes were skyrocketing last week as brokers tried to get all of these loads onto load boards to find trucks to get everybody sort of where they needed to be. But things have quietened down this week substantially. Rates were largely flat last week, which kind of surprised me. I thought they would go up a little bit more, but they didn't. There's still this excess capacity in the market. Refrigerated rates, though, did go up. So that's good news, but again, not surprising because it is a refrigerated market right now with all of the turkeys and Christmas trees moving. But really, Jimmy Mac, the real sort of story, I think, on the West Coast, there was a lot of activity on the West Coast, a lot of tight capacity all the way from Seattle all the way down through Fresno and San Diego. So a lot of, if anybody's out there hauling refrigerated trailers on the West Coast, a lot of good volumes and rates out there. So it's really a West Coast story this time of the year. Some good rates in the Midwest, but I think between now and this weekend, anybody out there that's looking to run miles over Thanksgiving, I think there'll be some really good rates for those that do elect to stay out this weekend with reefers.
We're not going to take up too much more of your time. You're having too good of a time out there. And I think there's a Canterbury Tales Museum in Bath in honor of the wife of Bath. Mm-hmm. I remember my mom, dad, and my whole family, they actually came across to visit me. Patrick, my brother, who's the Marine, had just come back from Iraq, and I was over there covering a lot of the events over there. They all came to meet us on a family vacation there. And so we got a chance to head on over to Bath, and there was this really kind of, I think it's there. I don't remember everything about that trip because I was still drinking at the time, and anybody going to England who likes to drink can find plenty of opportunity in the very early 90s. I'm going to let you get back to the rest of your world, Dean. Thank you for dropping in. Happy Monday, and enjoy the rest of your time in merry old England.
Yes, say good day to Chuck Snow and Bobby McDonald. Can't wait to hear them on the radio this morning.
It's going to be lots of fun. Thank you, sir. It's good talking to you. Thank
you, Dean.